Penguin Random House Audio presents The Fixers, the bottom feeders, crooked lawyers, gossipmongers, and porn stars who created the 45th president, by Joe Palazzolo and Michael Rothfeld. Read for you by Jim Frangione. Prologue. Donald Trump sat in his office on the 26th floor of Trump Tower, facing David Pecker, the 64-year-old publisher of the tabloid of record, The National Enquirer. The wall to Trump's left was tiled with awards and photos of the recently announced presidential candidate. Young Trump on framed covers of Playboy, GQ, and Fortune. Trump mugging with Ronald Reagan. Trump with John F. Kennedy, Jr. His desk was covered in stacks of papers and more magazine covers with his face on them. 2 months before the August 2015 meeting, Trump had wafted down the escalator into the atrium of his midtown high-rise to announce his presidential candidacy. Pecker, a self-made millionaire from the Bronx, and Trump, the Queens-born scion of an outer borough developer, had been confidants for 2 decades, though neither man regarded the other as a close friend. Their relationship was a series of chits accrued and favors cashed in. Pecker's celebrity gossip and personal lifestyle empire, his company, American Media, Inc., also published Globe and Star and several sports and fitness magazines, hadn't printed a bad word about Trump since 1999, the year he became chief executive. In more recent years, the publisher had assiduously promoted Trump's political rise. Trump, in return, fed American Media tips, offered Pecker business advice, and lent the mustached publisher entree into Trump's world of wealth and celebrity. Their conversation at Trump Tower had been arranged by Michael Cohen, Trump's special counsel at the Trump Organization, the family business. Cohen had styled himself as the loyal guardian of Trump's image and reputation. A former personal injury lawyer and taxi medallion owner who hailed from the suburbs of Long Island, Cohen had, in recent years, transformed himself into Trump's armed press attaché. He wore a gun in an ankle holster, who made liberal use of legal threats to keep bad headlines about his boss to a minimum. Pecker and Cohen had collaborated on an ad hoc basis in 2011, the last time Trump made a show of contemplating a presidential run. With Cohen's encouragement, the National Enquirer had breathlessly promoted Trump's exploratory bid, while Globe had propelled the birther conspiracy theory that Trump used to attack President Barack Obama and raise his own political profile. Now that Trump was running for real, the collaboration needed to be more intentional. When the Trump Tower meeting began, Pecker had taken the single seat opposite Trump at his desk, while Cohen remained standing. After a while, Cohen went looking for a chair and pulled it over. What can Pecker do to help the campaign? Trump wanted to know as they sat in his office. Pecker had some ideas. He could use the Enquirer to slime Trump's political opponents, both Republican and Democrat, he said. Pecker warned Trump that opportunists might come forward trying to peddle dirt about him, including tales of his exploits with women. Pecker's tabloids, which paid for scoops, were a natural destination for tipsters with information to sell. Pecker told Trump he could intercept harmful stories and make sure they never surfaced. Pecker already had a template to follow. In 2003, the Enquirer had vacuumed up damaging information about the sexual proclivities of Arnold Schwarzenegger, a soon-to-be business partner at Pecker's Muscle magazines, when the action hero ran for governor of California. American media paid potential purveyors of salacious information about the movie star, bottling them up with exclusive source contracts. A decade later, Pecker's company shelled out $20,000 for a photocopied image of Schwarzenegger as a young bodybuilder naked on a couch, taking it off the market. Pecker's offer to Trump wasn't based on idle speculation. On the heels of his 2011 presidential flirtation, an adult movie star named Stormy Daniels and her manager had shopped her story of a one-night stand with Trump to celebrity publications. A legal threat from Cohen prevented the story from taking off, but it was a close call. Not long after that, reporters sniffed around rumors of an affair between Trump and Karen McDougal, the 1998 Playboy Playmate of the Year. McDougal had called Trump, who told her not to worry, and the rumors subsided. Ever since the campaign launch, Pecker and Cohen had worked to staunch a possible problem. Trump's office had been contacted by a digital media outlet that had found old pictures of Trump, in which he appeared to be leaning in to autograph a stripper's bare breasts. Cohen referred the company's founder to Pecker. Pecker already knew the man, the same one who'd sold him the naked photocopy of Schwarzenegger, and assured him the Trump pictures were worthless. Then Pecker stalled him with discussions of business they might do together. At their meeting, Trump welcomed Pecker's willingness to assist. "Work with Michael," he said. When an issue came up, Pecker would call Cohen, who would dutifully inform Trump. Pecker left Trump's office that day with his mission assigned. Within 3 months, his purpose had become even clearer. A former doorman at a Trump building approached the Inquirer in November 2015. He said he had heard that Trump had fathered a daughter out of wedlock with a female employee. Was it true? The tabloid didn't know. Nonetheless, when the doorman threatened to take the information elsewhere, the Inquirer, with Pecker's blessing, paid off the doorman to keep the rumor a secret. Trump valued the role that Pecker and Cohen were willing to play in his presidential campaign, fixing problems, mopping up his old messes so he could remain free of their stench. Others had done the same for Trump in the past. Roy Cohn, the disgraced counsel to Senator Joe McCarthy, turned lawyer to the powerful, had shepherded the young Trump along in his rise in New York City 4 decades earlier. Cohn had manipulated the media and the legal system to secure business advantages for Trump and weave his myth as a fabulously successful developer who transformed his father's collection of middle-class apartment buildings in Brooklyn and Queens into a Manhattan-based empire of glittery luxury condominium towers. When gentler tactics failed, Cohn tried to scare Trump's opponents into submission. He was the fixer, by which Trump judged all others. Part 1. The Deals. 1. The First Fixer. Donald Trump kept a photo of Roy Cohn on his office desk. If a business meeting wasn't proceeding as planned, Trump might point to the photo and say, in so many words, "You don't want to mess with me. Just look at this mug. That's my lawyer." This affinity for the battle had bound the two men, forging one of the defining relationships of both of their lives. It began in the early 1970s, with Trump a few years shy of his 30th birthday. Cohn was a celebrity lawyer and celebrated villain who'd served as the right hand of Republican Senator Joseph McCarthy in his anti-communist crusade. Cohn, who hailed from a New York Democratic family and was the son of a state judge, had left McCarthy's employ after a series of nationally televised congressional hearings revealed the pressure tactics he used against the U.S. Army to obtain preferential treatment for his friend and fellow communist hunter, a private named G. David Schein. He'd returned to New York unbowed and built a private practice that pivoted on his ruthless intelligence. He had a photographic memory and the public perception of his ethical and moral flexibility. Juries had acquitted him in 3 criminal trials, clearing him of charges including jury tampering, bribery, blackmail, and making false statements. These triumphs over the government he had once served only enhanced Cohn's reputation as a rogue who did whatever it took to win. So in 1973, when Trump spotted him at La Club, an East 55th Street restaurant frequented by New York's glitterati, he wandered over to Cohn's table for advice about a legal problem of his own. Trump was the little-known son of a politically connected developer from a German immigrant family. Eager to build something grander than Fred Trump's monotonous, red-brick, rent-regulated projects, the young developer had moved to Manhattan to explore his own ambitions in society, government, and business. He wanted to trade Forest Hills for Fifth Avenue. At Cohn's table that day, Trump explained that his father's real estate company was under attack from the United States Department.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?